And it's better not to speak when you're upset and angry. Nerd is quite an intelligent guy, but he really did not understand my presentation in the slightest bit. So I will rebut his rebuttal. Those who have their own intelligence and knowledge don't need my rebuttal. Basically, it works like this. The nerd has agreed that the existence began at some time ago. His whole argument is that existence created itself. So there you have it. You come to the conclusion that something makes itself even though it doesn't exist, never existed, doesn't have any rules, doesn't have any power, doesn't have any material. And if the material existed prior to that and had energy before then and existed ad infinitum that way, it doesn't change all of a sudden. The only way for things to change is if there is a buildup indicating change. So that would mean, furthermore, a whole series of changes. And when you have changes, that's time. Time has beginning points and end points, and that's impossible. I've proven that beyond the shadow of a doubt. Nothing can create itself. The fact that, according to science, things suddenly appear is because they appear from some other space. Not that they suddenly appear without any prompting. Things cannot create themselves from nothing. And as a result of that, nothing has the power to make itself. The only thing that could have made anything was God, who is infinite, who has no beginning and has no end. And his argument that God is the most complex things, why would this? The answer is no. God is not complex. God is a singularity. God is simplicity itself. But simplicity creates many things. Well, God wants all different kinds of goats and sheep. Just as God made 92 elements, natural elements, and there are many, many more. I think there are 16 more in the possible realms for the natural order of the periodic table. God made different kinds of energies and different kinds of materials and different kinds of relationships, black holes and novas and supernovas. He made all these incredible things. That's from one power. One power causes all those things. I'll give you an example. You have electricity. Electricity heats your home, cools your home, cools your refrigerator, heats your stove, gets the computer to do computations, transmits and receives messages through your telephone, receives radio waves and television waves through your television and radio set. It's all done by the power of electricity, but electricity is only one power. It does many different things. Depends on the vessel. God is one, has many vessels, and creates many different things. And the whole purpose of the sacrifices is for man, not for God. God doesn't need any sacrifices. It's for us to recognize that we belong to him, and we have to recognize his dominion and behave in kind. So that's just a very, very basic, very simple destruction of Nerd's contention regarding God. There has to have been an original cause. The original cause could not have been part of the created things itself, because nothing created itself. It had to have been a God. God is singular. God is one. God is indivisible, and God is infinite, and God doesn't get bored, and time doesn't exist as far as God is concerned. Therefore, there's no question why it didn't happen before, because there is no time before. As far as God is concerned, the past, the present, and the future are all one point, and not separate points. Time is a dimension, just that we don't see the dimension. People who are scientists got it right. We exist. We're limited by time, so we're not in all times at all, in all spaces and at all times at the same space at the same time. But time is a dimension, and as far as God is concerned, he's there beyond all dimensions. He's there in space, in every corner of space, and in time, in all aspects of time, equally. So there's no difference. As far as God is concerned, there is no before or after. It's just God once, and there is. As far as we're concerned, we're before and after in order for